Okay. Yay. Okay. Now I'm recording. Sorry about that. All right. So, okay. So during the extended exhales, do we pull up the pelvic floor muscles while doing the book cover? So yes, you definitely do that. So you're going to pull the pelvic floor muscles up when you breathe out, and then you do the book cover, and then release the breath slowly for 5 to 10 seconds without releasing the engaged. No. So when you breathe in, you want to release the pelvic floor and just release the engagement, the book cover. So you just let your whole body relax. You breathe in and just drop your pelvic floor and open everything up. But the thing is you want to make sure, and sorry, hang on, let me get that off. Okay. You want to make sure that you're going to keep your breath here so much, and don't make it a yoga belly breath, because you'll see that a lot. They'll just do yoga breaths right here, and you want to keep your breath here, and then you'll have a gentle belly rise when you breathe in. So it's an umbrella breath right here, and you just want to make sure you get your rib cage open and that it can move your fingers. So as I'm talking, I'm sorry, my son is calling me. Hang on. Hey, baby, will you answer this? Okay. Sorry. Okay. And let's see here. But ask questions while I'm going if y'all have questions. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. And she said, or do we slowly release cover as we breathe out for the 10 seconds? So you breathe out. When you breathe out, you lift the pelvic floor and engage a TVA. When you breathe in, it's like you're blowing up a balloon, because we're so used to doing this when we breathe in. Okay, we want to fill up the balloon instead, and it releases that intra-abdominal pressure, drops our pelvic floor. So right now, even when I breathe in with my diaphragm, I can actually feel my pelvic floor drop. But if you have a very tight pelvic floor and you can't feel it drop, you're going to want to add in more diaphragmatic breaths. So that way you can release it, because that is a great way to release those pelvic floor muscles and lengthen them, is through that breath, breathing in, doing some diaphragmatic breaths. So, okay, hang on one second. Okay, wait. Okay.
Did that work?
Yep, you're on here.
Okay, so I think the part I'm still struggling with the breath is even knowing, like, I don't know if I can feel that I'm releasing my pelvic floor, or if I'm holding it. How do I figure that out?
So what I want you to do right now is, while you're sitting there, I want you to try to lift your pelvic floor muscles.
So when I do that, I feel like I'm tightening my abs. So I don't know if I'm even getting the right muscles.
Well, okay, can you feel it in your booty? Or can you feel it in the, okay, so do you feel it in the front at all? Down the pelvic floor?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's good, because you're actually connecting, the pelvic floor is connecting to your TVA, so that's good. And then go ahead and lift, and then see if you can drop it.
Okay.
Can you feel both?
Okay. Yep.
Okay, so is any of them easier for you? Is it easier to lift, or is it easier to drop? And if not, it's easier to drop. Okay, so it's harder to lift. Okay, so that usually means that it's a weaker pelvic floor. If it's harder to drop, it usually means it's tight.
Okay.
Okay, so if you have a hard time dropping it, then you need to get, like, in between your extended exhales. Then I would say go ahead and do about 3, 4, 5 diaphragmatic breaths just to release that pelvic floor, and then go back into the extended exhales. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. But so in the breathing, are you going to be able, can you feel that? Is that what you were, I want to make sure that I answered that.
I think I can. It was more wondering if I was even feeling, like, if I could even tighten it, because I think it's very loose.
Okay, yeah, and that's normal, and you'll start feeling it strengthening. You will start feeling it strengthening. And
Okay.
the first week is always, wait a minute, how, am I breathing out? Am I breathing in?
Okay.
What am I feeling? So yeah, okay. Okay, so this one says, I have a question, how to breathe during the exercises. I'm confused when I'm inhaling and exhaling. Also, when I try to put my ribs down, I feel like I can't get a full inhale, like I can't allow my abdomen to expand as much as I think I should. Okay, so what I would say to that, don't think about, just because this is so new, at least for this first week and maybe even the second week, don't even think about with the exercises, should I be breathing in or should I be breathing out? I just want you to get the breathing correct. I just want you to be like, I'm breathing in with my diaphragm. You know, even if you're going up on the squat or you're going down on the squat, and then breathe out and focus on lifting the pelvic floor and then contracting the TVA as you breathe out. So don't really worry about when you're doing it. Just make sure, because if I can get you to stop this breathing pattern and focus on that, that's going to be a step better. So that's what I would say. Don't let that confuse you too much. And you can't, when you put your ribs in, you could be actually not having your pelvic floor in neutral position, because that can also affect how you feel the expansion when you breathe. But don't, like I said, don't work on the belly expansion. That's not what I want. I want it here. And it's going to feel like you can't get a very deep breath yet, because this is a muscle and you got to make it stronger. So I don't know if you can see my my hands expand. And so of course it's better to practice that laying down on your back or on your side, because you're not fighting against gravity. So don't worry about your belly expanding. You know your diaphragm's going to get stronger and stronger every time when you start using it. Okay, so I completed day 3 workout this morning. Still having a hard time engaging during the exercises. Feel like I lose engagement when I squat or moving to other positions. Okay, so with that one, what I would say is a little bit is better than nothing, especially if you're already working out. Okay, so instead of doing really fast squats, you know, like this, go ahead and just take your time and do for about 5, taking your time. Really try to feel so breathe out, feel the engagement as much as you can. Slow, see what you can feel as far as, if you lose your pelvic floor feeling, that's okay. Okay, it's going to get stronger and stronger. And you can just get that engagement here. See how much you can feel it engage, and do slow. Okay, so do 5 slow or 4 slow to really feel it, and then try to go into the other ones. And then when you move into another exercise, try to do it a little bit slow and really think about it when you breathe out. The thing about when you breathe out, you've always got to lift your pelvic floor, okay? And then engage that TVA. So that's what I really want you focusing on in the exercises. Okay. Let me see.
Follow my directions. Sit down. Go sit down. Thank you.
Okay, so somebody was wondering about a fascia blaster, and do y'all know what that is? Or the massage to actually help healing. So we've got the fascia tissue that can get really bunched up. I don't recommend the fascia blaster just because it's got these claws on it, and if you're rubbing all right here, you could damage your linea alba tissue. But if you can go and find somebody that could do a massage on you, and I have that in the resource section of the membership site, they can actually kind of massage and massage together, and then they can kind of massage some of the fascia tissue that would help release that could be holding your muscles back. So that's another person who could actually help. But I just wouldn't recommend the fascia blaster for that. I just feel like, I mean, you could kind of massage it inner, you know, but if you're going, I just feel like those claws could get in there and just hurt that tissue. Okay. All right. What else? Okay, also, is there anything more I can be doing to help encourage my organs move back into place? Okay, so what you're doing is going to be the best just right now because you're getting into correct alignment, and that's helping in the diaphragmatic breathing because that's releasing that pressure, okay? And if you're in correct alignment, if you sit a whole lot and you're sitting in bad alignment, okay, just like a zipper on your pants would stay open if you're hunched over, that's going to be the same with your diastasis. So that can really, sitting can undo a lot, sitting in the wrong position. So I just really encourage you to sit on the floor in all different kinds of positions. And also make sure that you put a pillow kind of, you know, here's your booty, put a pillow kind of right here to untuck you, because that's you're gonna need that support because those back muscles probably aren't strong enough. You're gonna get sore. And you're gonna get sore, period, getting into correct alignment, because when I started this, I thought, oh my goodness, I can't handle this. This is horrible, because my back muscles were very sore, but once I made it over that plateau, it's been wonderful. So, because you're asking those muscles to lengthen in your back that have been just kind of hunched over. Okay. Let me see.
Are you all done?
And also, when you are engaging your TVA and you're doing, okay, so when you're doing the breath, the breathing work, you're actually getting the blood flowing back to that linea alba tissue. And that is helping that linea alba tissue get stronger. Okay. And even the wrapping exercises, that's helping the blood flow there too. And the blood flow helps encourage healing. So, and then the engagement of the TVA, everything that's going to help all those organs. Okay. All right. Let me see. You don't, okay, she said, should I be doing more of the wrapping exercises to help this? You can do the wrapping exercises whenever you want. I mean, you could do it 3 times a day and that's not going to hurt. Okay. Does anybody have questions? Are y'all good so far? Okay. All right. So, will you explain how to know if your pelvic floor muscles are in neutral position while standing? Okay, let me answer that one first. And this can be difficult because this is really going to help is even when we untuck, sometimes if we're tucked, okay, we need to untuck a little. Some people have lordosis and they are extended too much, and you've got to bring them in. So once your ribs are in over your pelvic floor, just visualize where your ribs are and try to bring your pelvic floor not under them and not behind them, but line them up with it. Okay? But the other thing that can happen is even when we untuck, we can still be leaning forward. And you want to bring that back. So let's just say you're not even in correct alignment. Back over your heels. So if you had a plumb line and you ran it from here to your ankle, in front of your foot or behind your foot is going to go down to your ankle. This is where you need to be. This helps you to get that pelvic position. And you also want to make sure that if you're a bad tucker, just kind of go little bits at a time to neutral, because if you go too much, you're really going to get sore. Okay, or if you have lordosis, just start bringing it in little bits at a time. So I hope that helps. Just visualize that pelvic floor and see if, and where your rib cage is, and see if you're putting, if you think you're, like, here's your rib cage, here's your pelvic floor. Is it going like this, or is it tucking? You want it right here. That's where you want it. So you're all in neutral, right here. All right, so what else did you say? Okay, she said that she is still struggling. I don't know if it was one of y'all. I don't know who it was. With the breathing and knowing if it's correct. Now, I will tell you, if you are a high-stress person, the breathing is harder for you. It's just plain harder if you're a high-stress person. And so what I would encourage you to do is really take this week and do some diaphragmatic again. And make sure your belly's not protruding out. Let it be a gentle belly rise and keep it that umbrella breath. And then you want to make sure that whenever you breathe out, as soon as you breathe, if you're having a hard time also with breathing, go ahead and lift. Don't even breathe out first. Lift your pelvic floor first and engage your TVA. And see if you can feel that engagement in your abs. And keep practicing. Lift, engage. Lift, engage. Then if you can feel that, then I want you to breathe out and lift. Okay? Breathe out, lift, engage. So maybe take the breath step out if you're having a hard time. Lift and engage. And also, after you watch this, if you can't feel the lifting of the pelvic floor in the front, and you can only feel it in the back or in your booty, let me know, because I can put you in another position that's going to help that. So because the pelvic floor muscle runs all the way from to the back to the front, so you want to be able to have control over all of that. Okay, so let me see. Okay, I'm not in front of my couch, but I can help do this. Okay, so nursing positions, somebody wants to know, because they're just hunched over and it's just really hard, and I know that's hard. So nursing positions, and this can be the same for the couch. So if you're on a couch or you're in a chair, get you a pillow that's going to support you, but that you can also keep your ribs down, okay? Get a pillow and put it underneath your booty so you're untucked. Okay, so you can sit like this on the couch if you just, you want to sit on the couch. You can sit Indian style on the couch. I like to do that as well on the couch with a pillow behind me and underneath me a little bit. But I do encourage you to try to get off of the couch and off of the chair as much as possible, because it's better even for your joints and everything as you age. So if you're nursing, the same thing, get you a pillow, untuck your butt with a pillow, and then what I encourage people is go ahead and nurse like this and try to do it as much as you can in correct alignment at first, because it's going to make you stronger. And as soon as you get tired, then go ahead and put you a pillow up underneath and make sure that other pillows are holding you in correct alignment. The other thing, if you're doing it at night, oops, hang on a second. I would encourage you to, you can lay down and nurse your babies on your side, and that's another way to make sure you're not hunched over and you can just lay down with them. I did that a lot. So I hope all of this makes sense for y'all.
This is good.
Do you have any questions about the sitting on the couch or chair or anything? I love seeing all your kiddos. So that was all the questions that I had so far for this week. I've moved to doing the live coaching calls to every other Thursday. Now, if anybody has a lot of questions for next week or whatever, I'll go ahead and add in another live coaching call. But sometimes it can be so much for moms because we're so busy to be there every Thursday. But just keep asking questions in the Facebook group, and sometimes I'll just pop in and answer live, or just save them for the live coaching calls. So just make sure that you go in there and do that. So do y'all have any questions while I'm on here before we leave?
I have one.
Yeah.
This might be dumb. Is the goal to eventually get totally to breathing with a diaphragmatic breath? Because I keep hearing use your diaphragmatic breath when you're working out. But if the goal is to eventually, this is what we do when we breathe, and we don't even think about it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why, because I mean, what's happened is if you watch your baby and you watch your toddlers, they're breathing with their diaphragms. Okay, that's what we're created to do. And we live in a culture that's so stressful, even lights cause stress on our bodies. And so this is a stress breath and kind of fight or flight mode.
Okay.
And this can actually help us to relax everything. Diaphragmatic breathing is so good for your body in so many different ways, even getting nutrients into your body. So that would be the goal.
Okay.
Okay. Now, as far as the breathing out and the engagement, lifting your pelvic floor, really focus on that in the breathing and really focus on that in the workouts. But if you haven't watched the video that says engaged abs versus relaxed abs versus active abs, go ahead and watch that, because that'll give you an idea of what you need to be practicing doing with your muscles all throughout the day.
Okay. It's
a lot, but it's a lot at first, but just know you'll get it.
Sure.
So, okay. So do you have any questions? Are you good? You're good. Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad y'all are on here, and just let me know if y'all have any other questions.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Bye.